Stoma or stomata are the pores regulated by a pair of gut cells, and gut cells are important to regulate the rate of transpiration by opening and closing the stomata. And stomata are important to allow gaseous exchange for photosynthesis, which means the carbon dioxide can diffuse into the plant cells and the oxygen can be released into the environment through stomata. The gut cell is a plant cell, so they have the characteristic quite similar with other plant cells, such as they have the chloroplast that enable the photosynthesis, and they have the cell wall. However, the cell wall shows irregular thickness because the inner wall is thicker than the outer wall, and the gut cells are in bean shape. The cellulose strands or the polysaccharide strands found in the cell wall are radially oriented, and each pair of gut cells they are surrounded by the neighboring cell, which called as subsidiary cells, or which is the epidermal cells. Because of the inner outer wall of a gut cell, so when water diffuses into the gut cell through osmosis and make the gut cell become turgid, the outer wall can bend at higher rate than the inner wall, and this makes the gut cell increase more in length than width when they are in turgid condition. So the gut cells seem like bow outward, which able to open the stoma. However, the two gut cells are not yet separated because they are tightly joined at the tips. So in our syllabus, we are going to study the stomata activity based on the potassium ions theories. See how the stomata opening occur during daytime. During daytime, the blue light receptor that can be found at the plasma membrane of each gut cell can absorb the blue light from the sunlight energy, and this enables the activation of proton pump where one ATP molecule is hydrolyzed to become ATP and release the energy to activate the proton pump. When the proton pump is activated by the hydrolysis of ATP, hydrogen ions are transported out of gut cell through active transport, which means the hydrogen ion will move from lower concentration to higher concentration, which means from the gut cell to the epidermal cells. And this makes the gut cell become more negatively charged across membrane because they are losing the positively charged hydrogen ions. When the gut cell becomes more negatively charged across the membrane, it enables the diffusion of potassium ion into the gut cell. And this diffusion of potassium ion enables the diffusion of chloride ion into the gut cell also. And accumulation of the solute in the gut cell will decrease the water potential in the gut cell, or the value of water potential become more negative. When the water potential in the gut cells become lower compared to the subsidiary cells, for example the epidermal cell, water molecules will diffuse from the subsidiary cell into gut cell by osmosis, and this increase the turgor pressure in the gut cell, or the gut cell becomes turgid. And due to the thicker inner wall and the thinner outer wall of the gut cell, they make the gut cell bow outward, so they open the stoma. opening of stoma will remain until the plants enter to the night time, where the photosynthesis does not occur, since the light energy is not available, so the light-dependent reaction does not occur, which will cause the reduced production of ATP. This causes the active transport of hydrogen ion stop. When the hydrogen ions are not more actively transported out from the cell, it will cause the inner membrane of gut cell become less negatively charged, and this causes the potassium ion diffuse out from the gut cell, and it will also cause the chloride ion to diffuse out from the gut cell. And this facilitated diffusion of the potassium ion and chloride ion made the water potential increases in the gut cells. When the water potential increases in the gut cell, water molecules will diffuse from the gut cell into subsidiary cells by osmosis, which means the water diffuses from higher water potential to lower potential, and this made the gut cell undergo decreased turgor pressure, or we say they become flaccid. So the gut cell will revert to the original shape, which close the stoma. So the stomatal activity can be related with the potassium ion. During daytime, the potassium ion will diffuse into the gut cell, and this will decrease the water potential in the gut cell and cause water molecules to diffuse into gut cell by osmosis. And this will increase the turgor pressure in the gut cell and make the gut cell become turgid. So when the gut cell become turgid, they will bound outward and open stoma. Stomatal opening is important during daytime to enable the diffusion of carbon dioxide from atmosphere into the plant cell for the Calvin cycle, and the oxygen produced by the photolysis of water that occur during light-dependent reaction can be released into the atmosphere also. And during night time, the potassium ion will diffuse out from the gut cell. This will increase the water potential in the gut cell and cause the water diffuse out of the gut cell by osmosis. And this will decrease the turgor pressure in the gut cell, and gut cell becomes more flaccid and close stoma.